Well, what do we have here? I'm surprised you reached out to me and knew where to find me. Out here, of all places, miles away from that debaucherously and scummy example of a city. Oh yes, I know where you've been. You've been making a lot of noise, and this wasn't the first time. I have many eyes on things here and in other surrounding towns. And even though I keep hidden, I know I wouldn't have agreed willingly to this without knowing you or the situation where there was a trap. They don't call me the Shadow of Ravens for nothing. It's been many years since I've been there, don't you know? Hallendor. Such a terrible place. It's a special concoction I'm making. You know I'm good with these sort of things. Okay. You had a contact to get my whereabouts. You know what I was doing, and you asked to set this up. You've taken a great risk coming here. So what do you want from me? Really? So you escaped the capital, risked being killed, and came all this way here to find me, to ask me to take out that monster. The Queen Monarch herself. To assassinate her. I can't do it. Just because I did it before doesn't mean it will work again. When I went in there last time, I had a team. There were 6 of us. Only 2 of us made it out. Now it's true. I've kept tabs on you like I've said. I have eyes everywhere. You are strong. Perhaps stronger than any of us. But I just can't do it. I don't live a good life. Nor an easy one. But I'm not ready to risk losing my life again. I already did that before. I wanted to change things, make the world a better place, safer. A safer one. I took out an evil king. We risked life, limb. We risked our futures. What would be different this time? I have contacts in the capital that keep eyes and tabs on the Queen. And she has way more security than the previous monarch. And if you know anything about that hunk of rock, the castle, traps, rooms that lead to nowhere, just to try and trick people that would attempt to take her out. It's a death wish, and what do I have to gain out of it besides hiding and more secrecy? That's a lot of money. Where did you get this? for me. You stole this from the monarch's treasury? No way. These coins, though, they have the official seal. It was just you? You and 2 others. That's not even something I and my team would have thought of doing. And we had 6 on our assassination. Well then. Okay, maybe I do this. Maybe my life wouldn't be in so much danger with you and your group. And if I told my partner of this, I imagine he'd want in on this. It's been too long since we felt that adrenaline. That would make 5 of us, and what you did is certainly exceptional. But if we do this, we need a plan. And items. Even though you give me this proof, I don't know you or your skills. And I wasn't labeled the Shadow of Ravens for nothing. My partner, Shadow of Foxes, as well. We need weapons, and you may have some, but I need what I work with best. Give me a couple of hours. I'll be back to you here, and then we will discuss what we're going to do next. I enjoy the challenge. Okay, I have returned. And it seems I don't have everything I need, but hopefully it'll be enough. Starting off, this book of spells. It contains what I have learned over the course of my life, going back to a child in the village of Garrus, miles away from the capital. Invisibility, temporary armor, multiplication, duplication, mirages, lightness of foot, many others. As well as even magical weapons, temporary usage, and such. We will be very much outmanned. And an assassination mission like this will need to involve stealth. I don't know how good you really are, but everything I need is here. And it's been a while. I most likely will be using all of these. Next. Here are the blueprints of that castle. Blueprints, general layout, what rooms are traps, that sort of thing, etc. I know you're probably familiar with the place, Maybe you've taken a look at it before. Obviously the treasury is in a different building, but even if you are familiar with the place, at any rate, this is a good guideline for us to plan our little adventure we're fixing to take part in. Never come unprepared. As they say, luck is preparation meeting opportunity. So here you go. Take very good care of these. Not easy to come by. Next up, this is from my personal usage. Don't you laugh. I know you're probably familiar with me and knew that I had swords. And a very popular dagger. They were so popular, in fact, they were stolen from me. And I very much wish to get them back someday. But this knife has always stayed with me for one very important reason. It is enchanted. And it is the same one I used to kill the last monarch. Yeah. I would never let go of this. I've altered the appearance of it, but it is magically enchanted. It will definitely get the job done, and it still holds its power from years ago. I thought when I took that evil king out with this little blade that things would be different. That perhaps we would get back to a better world. But sadly, you've seen the results. But at any rate, I intend to use it again. My trusty gun. I'm sure you saw it whenever the last incident happened. I don't wish to have to use it. Wouldn't want to wake everybody up in the entire capital by firing off some rounds, but this will allow for some needed protection should things go awry. And trust me, they very much could, even as good as you are. Nothing enchanted about it or anything, but does a gun need to be? It'll get the job done. Take care of business, as it were. Anyway, I've had it for a long time. We need a bag. If we're going to do this, we might as well grab some valuables while we're in there. If we actually pull this off. We'll only have a couple of minutes, so we can't get much, but considering how much these leaders have stolen from us and the good people of Hallendor, and how much these people have suffered from her guard, as well as the previous one, I think the Queen can suffer some and spare some redistribution of wealth, don't you? Especially when she won't be around anymore. I've also got some valuable secrets in here, which I will not give out at this time, but suffice to say, we'll be in pretty good hands. be enough, trust me. You were able to get that coin in a very short amount of time. Think of what you could do with this if you had more space. Yes. And I dare say we'll need the money to help provide our escape and lay low for a while. Now there's one item that we do need, and I do not happen to have it here, but I've sketched it for you. The Twisted Star. Now, if that monstrosity of the castle, that is the monarch's living arrangements, is the same as I think it is, or even worse, my informants tell me that they have placed a magical barrier on the doors. You can't pick your way in, you can't brute force your way in. But when we planned our assassination last time, the castle wasn't even in the conversation. We knew we was going to have to get the king out of there, and in a specific area, a couple of 100 yards away. And unfortunately we were able to take him out, but it was in plain sight, and I do not wish to do that again. That is how a couple of our team members lost their lives immediately. So this little thing, we're going to need it because they keep the hierarchy very protected, especially that queen of theirs. She is much more hidden now, and she hardly ever comes out. And if she does, like I said, the guard is much more numerous than it was last time. So, this item we need is a very magical item. It nullifies the enchantments or otherwise weird properties of spells and witchcraft and things set in place in our world by the magicians. So, depending on the properties of the magic in place, it will either dissipate the magic or flat out destroy the surrounding area it's placed in, which we would not like that to happen, but the good news is it is the door directly leading to her quarters. Either way, with this star, we are getting in. Let's just hope it's the former possibility and not the latter, as far as what the magical properties will do. The only problem is, even though I have an idea and a strong suspicion of where this Twisted Star is at, I don't know the exact location. But after I grab my teammate and we get together, we will head out and retrieve it. It's a very weird looking thing. But yes, we are going to need this if we're going to get in there and get the job done fast. Now I have a couple of other items left, but they're very important. So this is a special concoction that I've made. As you know, I'm good at these sort of things. Alchemy was never my strong suits growing up, but I learned it as a necessity for what I do. I call it my third eye in a way. In its properties, well, I won't bore you with the scientific details, but basically, it will reveal any hidden wires, magical traps, enchantments that they've set inside the place. There's not much of it here, but it'll do what we need it to do. I don't know if they've added this to the security measures yet in that hunk of rock, but we'll be finding out. do believe I said it before, but luck is when preparation meets opportunity. And lastly, I believe you saw it, me working on it earlier, but I'm brewing a little potion, and I'm having to mix the ingredients together, as you can see. So, the archers now inside the castle have learned that arrows don't kill somebody immediately the first time you hit them. So all their arrows now are laced with some sort of poison. So in the event that one of us gets shot by one of their arrows, this little potion that I'm brewing together will help stop the effects, combat it, make sure that they don't do anything stupid. I'm just having to mix down the ingredients first. You have to be kind of careful with it. These can have explosive properties. If you accidentally hit it too hard, boom. Magic's kind of very volatile in this world, if you haven't noticed. But I probably need to work on this in secrecy in my own quarters. My own living arrangements. So, we've got the money here. I guess it's my little payment for what we're about to do. I've shown you the items that I'm going to be using. I've shown you the blueprints and what we need once we get inside. I trust you have your own weapons. And hopefully I'll get to use a couple of them as well and see what you've been working with. Lastly, let me say this though. If we succeed with this, well, you've already made an enemy of them with the actions that you have done. And certainly this adds to it. Once you have killed that creature, whether we get to her first or you do, we are going to have to separate and not see each other for a long time. It is most important that you keep yourself safe. For if they get a hold of you after this thing is done, they will torture you. And torture you. You know how evil they are. You know what kind of magicians and witches that they've been using. And I barely made it out alive myself last time. But you're right. We do need to stop this evil. We do need to take her out, and we do need to try and make this a better world, and hopefully I can this time. So you get your team together, rest up, prep up. I will get my associate, the Shadow of Foxes. We will meet with you, and we'll plan how we're going to do this. Let's change the world together. Bye now.